For today's deck testing video, we are going to be piloting a version of Telvanni that, if I'm being entirely honest, is a bit of a hybrid between Ulfric's Uprising Telvanni and Conscription Telvanni. It could kind of go either way. I'm running a pair of both. But the reality is I'm running this list because somebody had suggested running Zivkin Banelord, and I think Telvanni is a great fit for that because you want to abuse it, in my opinion, with things like Necromancer, and then also take advantage of cards like Shearpoint Dragon, Murkwater Witch, so on and so forth. I also, again, just wanted to run some of these minus effects because they've been pretty good in the current meta, Saisahan as well, so that's pretty much the gist of it. And we're going to do what we always do. Jump on the ladder, play 2 games, win or lose, see how it goes. But I could go either way, because on the one hand, trying to focus on something like Conscription or Uprising and then just running 3 copies makes an awful lot of sense, but I do also think that running a list like this that's a bit of a hybrid can give you some flexibility, specifically on the ladder, just because on the ladder people won't know, you know, which one to kind of play around. Now it does look like right out of the gate here we're also against Telvanni, so this might be a mirror of sorts. I don't think we want any of these in our opener. I think we want card draw and ramp in the mirror. But I could be wrong. This could be mid-range. There are a few mid-range Telvanni lists that do exist. People keep them around. My hand is not conducive to being aggressive, but we're going to pretend like we want to be aggressive. Because sometimes when your hand is garbage, you need to make them think that it's better than what it is.
People alive.
Oh wow, that is a incredible start. For our opponent, because with Cast into Time nerfed, Galen's really powerful, and if they played it this early, it's probably on something like Necromancer, and so yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle pretty early on here.
I'll scout ahead.
We'll keep the debilitate. I think we're gonna need an awful lot of removal here.
The waters of life.
Tree Minder. That certainly feels like it's cheating, now doesn't it? I mean, we sadly don't have an Ice Storm. Using the Lightning Bolt to get rid of a Gale in there feels really bad. I don't honestly think I'm going to do it. Plus, if they break a rune, I think I'm okay with that. I'm a little bit worried about our long-term game plan here, largely because, again, they played Galen, so it's usually a sign of bad things for us. So we have this Necromancer. I don't think we play that quite yet either. We just slow them down, play the Shearpoint. There was a desire to maybe put it over here to play around Viper, but this is going to be a juicy, gorgeous Saisahan. Look at that. Shearpoint into Sai. That feels really good. So we have a lot of cards in hand. Okay board presence. They have more Magicka, but we did pick up a Tree Minder here, so we can start our own ramp game plan here in a moment.
All will be consumed by the
Interesting. So they are on a journey version. Anytime you see this, you have to assume that they might be running the Journey OTK.
You've angered me.
So let's go ahead and do this. Get our own ramp going. Feels pretty important. I kind of want to play this Piercing Twilight just to potentially block this. I really wish I knew what they hit with this Galen. I don't know, getting rid of Sanctuary Pet feels pretty good to me. I guess we'll do that. But mostly we just want to try to protect our board presence. Ice Storm wipes us. Not much we can really do about that. Alright.
Perhaps a direct approach.
If I fall, the haste will protect me.
Interesting. A lot of different things that we could do here. A lot of different things I kind of want to do here. Red Brahmin on this lane feels pretty good. Could also just use a Viper and then take the value trade. Combine it with something like a Harpy. Actually, don't even need to do the Harpy. Let's do this though. Let's get the Viper in so we can take this value trade. And then I feel like let's just bolt on this. Give him a card.
I didn't come here alone.
Play our Marshblade. So now at this point we're at relatively even health, same number of cards in hand, but our board presence was better. Now they're gonna change that, unfortunately for us. Good cycle through for them.
This should help you.
Oh, denying my card draw. Now that's just rude. That's kind of funny though. Kind of funny indeed. How do we want to handle this then? Because this is going to come down next turn.
By my honor.
Let's go ahead and push some damage, I think. And then just play the Red Brahmin. Next turn we can take some trades if we want. Conscription, I believe... Man, I should know this, right? Because I just had the deck list up. I believe in this list only pulls a max of 7. One of the things I think people focus too much on is making sure you have 8 sources when you play Conscription. The idea being that you don't want like it to go to waste if you play it on an open board. However, in my experience, you almost always have something on the board. So like planning around the perfect Conscription always feels kind of weird to me. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Love the faster animations now. Let's go ahead and give it here. Just in case I have some other trick, I would really like this to... You know, outside of negation, I would really like this to be the thing that dies and gives me even more cards, but it's a pretty big tempo play for us. Even if they answer with their own Conscription, we can push a reasonable amount of damage and then maybe follow up with Debilitate or something.
All will be consumed by the void.
The Sun and Shadow here is pretty nice for us, because we can use that to find either Uprising or Conscription again. But we're in a commanding board position right now.
Rise, my servant.
Cat's Paw, okay. Respectable.
You will die when
Wrong place for a midnight stroll. For the Black Hand.
I swear they
Alright, so I don't think we break this last rune here for 1 damage. That just feels weird to me, so that's going to be a no.
We must count on our wits.
We will go ahead and use this. We already have another Debilitate in hand, so I don't think a board sweeper makes sense. It really just comes down to, do I want the Uprising? Or do I want the second Conscription? I think in this instance, it makes more sense to grab the Uprising. We already have a full board. Even if they have a board sweeper, we have a pretty full hand. Grabbing something like this to get multiple uses out of Necro makes an awful lot of sense. Also, having one of these on hand, because if we were to like top deck Galen, for example, being able to Galen on multiple Necromancers feels really good as well. Yeah, and they're just going to be spending a bunch of resources trying to deal with our board, so. Yeah. We're fine with everything that just happened. So we gotta start thinking about with our own Necromancer if we ever play it. Right now Viper feels pretty good. Things like that. We were kind of waiting for a Banelord, to be honest, but
Nothing will stop my rise.
let's go ahead and get this in here. Viper the big one. Let's go ahead and take a little bit more ramp.
I smell the stench of the living.
And we'll make them have to have a sacrifice effect to cycle that. Develop our board. I think that's solid enough. And then next turn, if we really need to, we can Necromancer and Uprising and get a bunch of value again. Oh, they have another Ice Storm. Okay. That's fair. But that is 2 Ice Storms down and a Debilitate down for our opponent.
I'll scout ahead.
I think we'll keep that and hit Necromancer. And it just makes an awful lot of sense here, right? Is this what they No, but I still think that's reasonable to get rid of. We're gonna use our own Necro here as well, just because we want to set up a really good Uprising next turn. So Hist Mage makes sense, but so does Thieves Guild, and right now I honestly think just drawing cards feels better.
What have we here?
Because, you know, as I said, they've already used 2 Ice Storms and a Debilitate. If they don't clear this board, Scourge into Uprising is already a fantastic follow-up turn for us, so.
I sense great power in you.
Yeah, this is going to be a great turn, one way or the other. It's a shame, really, we don't have one more Magicka, but we'll go ahead and do this. Alright, what else do we want to get rid of over here? Shambles makes sense. Cat's Paw makes sense. Messenger. Thieves Guild. I'm just trying to think about, like, what would they go get if they played a Conscription, right? Thieves Guild, actually, if they found Conscription with Laneth, this negates some of their card draw. So I think getting rid of those is reasonable here. And then we'll just bring back our own Hist Mage.
They won't even see my blade coming.
Just go ahead and draw even more cards, right? Break this last rune just so that I don't have to worry about breaking runes anymore. So, you know, they're back to 4 cards. They did play Laneth, so they went to fetch something, but, you know, even if it's their own Conscription at this point, not that great. Alright, Odabing top deck, though, is pretty good for them.
Destruction! All will be consumed by the void.
So, Reaper is, in fact, what they had went to fetch earlier. So they're certainly on that negation. Excuse me. I'm thinking ahead of what I'm going to play this turn. They're certainly on that Journey OTK. But negation cleans this up. Shearpoint and the 2 curses will clean that up. And then we just need to use... yeah, we're good here. So this can go ahead and clean this up. Shearpoint here. Necromancer over here means that we can get ourselves a hold of a Sanctuary Pet. And then because of the Shearpoint, we can just mow this down pretty handily.
Feel the power within you. Time to make more enemies.
Okay. That's just dirty. Alright, so this will just get rid of this for us nice and easy peasy. This will mow this down for us. This will make this not even deal damage here, right? We can just pretty easily deal with that there. And so now if they don't hit another board sweep, we probably just win.
Scout ahead.
Ran them pretty successfully out of resources while maintaining a thick board. Another debilitate, alright. So they've... Oh, there's the Ring and a Mirror. That's part of the other... another piece of that combo. We're 2 damage short, and I don't think Conscription gets us there, but it does draw us cards.
Death of the living.
So we'll just do that, and now we have the Bolt, as long as they don't, with this 1 card top deck, kill us. Like, even if they wave the board, we're fine. So, yeah, I think that was pretty well piloted. I mean, we survived, what was that, like 5 board sweeps, and still was generating a ton of value, so it's a good opening game there. And we got 1 more. After all, this is a deck testing video, which means we're going to play 2. Win or lose, but we like to see wins around here. Alright, now... what do we want to see here? I think we did really well against the control deck. Do I really want to see a matchup against aggro? That's what I'm trying to think. Because, like, on the one hand, we have a lot of tools to deal with aggro. It's kind of the point of Telvanni, right? But on the other hand, like, do I really want to push it? Ugh. I think I'd rather see aggro than Sorcerer. Sorcerer can be a bit of an issue because things like Viper, for example... I shouldn't keep this, but I will, because we have the Viper and the Necro. Cards like Viper have to chew through the wards. Blackhand Messenger has to, like, chew through the wards. It's a little bit more resilient against traditional Telvanni. However, we get a bit of a reprieve because we are running Murkwaters, Shearpoint, Saisahan, Debilitate, right? So we have a little bit in our favor there as well. I am running this one of Skooma Racketeer because it pairs well with Necromancer. Interesting, they've passed every turn. I guess we'll just play this to pretend like we're going to be proactive and take care of this field lane. They played that naked. They're going to be so disappointed right now. It's not even a negation they're eating, it's just a Murkwater Lurch.
My friend would like a word with them.
Now they get to eat the negation. So that's 2 Conjurers down. If they were trying to set up, like, power Alfiq plays. Alright, so that's going to eat the negation. It's probably what they were trying to bait with the first one. You know, that's fair. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, we'll keep that because we're going to play this Racketeer here as well.
What have we here?
Oh, that's nice.
Quench your thirst, friend.
We'll just go ahead and make that trade. Interesting. We're playing against a Sorcerer running Piercing Twilight and Double Breton Conjurer. This is a non-traditional Sorcerer list, but it does appear that they are on a a version of some sort that's very, like, Atronach heavy here. Alright, I mean, they already have a bunch of cards in their hand, so I guess we can break a rune here and give it to them. We still have a fair number of tools and tricks to deal with this field lane, so if they don't run Ice Storm or something, we can keep jamming some other stuff down. Oh yeah, they are on Atronach.deck. This is kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of fun. Alright, we're gonna end up eating this with a Blackhand Messenger, I think.
Customers only.
You will die where
Break this rune first, though.
Die where you stand. The Night Mother will guide us.
Again, I think I want to jam as much over here as I can, because if they play guards, we can defend our tempo, if you will, with the Viper. Alright, throw a negation. They prevent me from drawing the card. That's fair. Another Piercing Twilight on the Viper. It's a good thing I have one in hand. That would have been very upsetting. Just, I guess keep pressuring for now. We're a couple of turns away from 12 Magicka, where we can also play both of them, which would be pretty solid with this board, though we may have to do it a little bit sooner than I would like. So I need them to not do anything amazing this turn so that we can really set it up in 2 turns. So, like, we're fine with that. That's a Murkwater Witch. Fine with that. Now we just need them to do nothing else, right? Just pass. Okay, so that'll ruin this, but they'll attack in and trade here. For the most part, I think that was well weathered. We will certainly keep a second one, because why wouldn't we?
I will cut your purse.
I will end your
throat.
What do we have over here? Another Thieves Guild recruit, I guess? Or do I just really want to wait and guarantee that we get it? I think we're just going to wait and guarantee that we at least get it a couple of times next turn. It means we lose this, but whatever. The rest of this is all pretty fantastic. I assume this is going to be... interesting. So we have a Viper to deal with it. But it's a bit clunky, because that means I still have to let them gain health twice, essentially. Or even more than that. I don't even think that we do that. At least not this turn. Because even if like I overwrite this with Necro, summon something over here. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I was just trying to figure out. I have to give them 2 health gains, but this is still correct. We just do this the first time, and we go with the Thieves Guild recruit for the card draw, right? And then you go like this. Actually, I have to do it once. I need to pay attention. So we'll do minus minus. Need to hurry up with the timer. Give this lethal. And we'll summon Viper. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. And this goes here. Alright. A little bit of a rush there, but that's okay. So now if they don't clear our board again, Abner into Ulfric's Uprising is also kind of fantastic in like all of the most fun ways. I mean, this will be a big Lozra, but we can still Viper that as long as this survives. Or just use the Racketeer again. This card's so cheeky as a one-of here. Oh, they got rid of that part. Still kind of funny though, right?
I will not be on the wrong side of history.
Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Sadly, there's nothing like really cool for him to get. We'll grab the Viper. So we'll have trade, trade. We'll give this lethal, so it'll be like trade, trade. Alright, so we want him to trigger this. Give this lethal. Here, we'll get back the Marshblade. Over here, we'll get back the Blackhand Messenger, I guess. Which can deal 2 damage here. And so then this goes in and trades. This goes in and trades. This pushes some damage. And we have a bunch of cards and a better board. And we're in a pretty good position here. Because greed is good. Or something like that.
Conjuration mage never stands alone.
Oof.
Let us begin the lesson.
That seems dangerous though. And we found a conscription.
I swear vengeance.
Alright, so we have Murkwater and Sai Sahan shenanigans.
Respect a Tharn.
Potentially.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
This is better. We'll do it that way. This is why you always draw your cards first, before you figure out what you're doing. And concede! Hooray! So yeah, it turns out just like greedy value generating flexibility is still pretty good. Turns out Telvanni still pretty good. Sure. Open up a new daily quest here. Win the old boss battle as well. Get some game rewards. Overall, a lot of fun. A little bit sad because, again, one of the reasons I did this is somebody said, hey, why don't you build a deck with Zivkin Banelord? And we didn't get to see it in action, but I think you can see where it fits in very well with a deck like this, between the ---- effects, between Shearpoint Dragon specifically, and then running Necromancer. That just means you have all those additional ways to bring it back. So fun list. At least I think it's fun as far as Telvanni goes because of the flexibility. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.